We are live again for another episode of Talking Real Estate with Andy, where me, Jeanette Martin of MyBC Consulting, hijacks Andy's Facebook page so we can have a chat. Hi, Andy.
Yeah. Hi. Hey, Jeanette. How are you today?
I'm doing really well. So we're on the eve of a long weekend here in Canada. So your followers that could be in the United States, but your Canadian followers, or we're going into Thanksgiving weekend. Any plans?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do something different this year. I'm going to do a roast beef English dinner with Yorkshire pudding, peas and carrots, mashed potatoes, maybe scallop potatoes, and then we'll have a pear apple upside down cake with vanilla ice cream.
Wow, that
Yeah.
sounds like a bounty, a feast for your family.
Yeah, we're going to have 12 people over. Everybody's been double vaxxed, so it's good. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm going to drop by, as you may know, I know you know, that I'm the brand ambassador for JD Farms, the gourmet turkey place here in Langley. I'll be dropping in there to pick up something turkey for, I'm going to be by myself this weekend, which is not a bad thing. But I'll be Zooming with my family all over the world. So that's what's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is that we're able to do that wherever we are in this world. I think I've stayed connected to my family more since all of this because we can kind of tap in and zoom in all over the place. So beautiful. I love your plans.
Actually, this is the first year that we're not doing a JD Farms turkey in probably since I moved out to Langley in 1990, 89. You know, the funny thing about JD Farms is I used to drive by it every day, and their phone number was implanted because it was a very easy number to remember. So it's you know, 604-856-2431, and all you had to do is remember the 2, and then it worked. So yeah, JD Farms, perfect, beautiful turkeys. But yeah, this year we're going to do roast beef. That's
okay. There's always Christmas.
Yep.
So let's get into, you know, that room and that has the 4 burners that you're going to be making all this for your family. So let's talk about how people are getting into the homes and market, and what are the numbers telling us right now?
Oh, the numbers, of course. Well, just let me share my screen here, and we'll talk about what's going on. And so, yeah, market statistics here for September. You know, you can see again that we're having difficulty with inventory. These listing numbers are, it's come back a little bit for September as opposed to August, but this is the amount of new listings that come on every month. I was asked that question by somebody the other day, and this is the amount of sales that happened for the month of September. So you can see that, like in August, you know, our inventory was drastically, it wouldn't last, everything would be sold within a couple of weeks. And we did pick up a little bit for September, but inventory, as opposed to last year, we had 3,500 listings come on the market for September, and this year it is only 2,300. I can also bring over to the, this is month of inventory, all asset classes. Here's our balanced market telling us this is when buyers and sellers are happy, but right now we're still way down here in a seller's market. You can see also 2 foreign buyers tag, the mortgage stress test, and COVID-19. And these were all the biggest things that affected our market, and how also 2 government intervention really didn't help because the market rebounded afterwards. But we're still down here, way down in terms of number of inventory, which means that demand will still be very, very strong, and pricing will continue to progress upwards. And Fraser Valley MLS statistics here for inventory. Again, I'm not talking about pricing, I'm just talking about inventory. Looks what happened there. So this is because this is what tells us where our market's going to go. And again, for Fraser Valley apartments, we've got 1.6 months worth of inventory. Townhouses 1.1, and detached homes just barely under 2%. So again, I've seen these numbers higher in previous years, but we are in very much a seller's market still. And of course, this reflects on pricing. This is the Fraser Valley Housing Price Index, and you can see here that we still are going up in terms of prices. Townhouses are looking pretty good. Condos are holding their own. They're all going up, but it's the housing prices, as opposed to in 2016, 2018. These condo prices were going crazy, and now you know here, and it's just sort of leveling off. And then okay, and then we can move over to Langley, and here you can see Langley pricing again has gone up in the last month on the house price index. You know, you can think last year it was
Wow.
1,078,000, and now it's a 1.422. That's a 40% increase in 1 year. It's crazy, and you think, where is it going to go? And I've talked to a lot of other realtors, and we say, like, well, how far can this go? But we still haven't seen any immigration come in because of COVID. We still see a lot of buyers out there, and affordability is still apparent. This is an interesting one here, and it sort of talks about, I found this the other day. I hate that. And it shows you buyer to seller ratio. So this is the British Columbia is the orange line. It sort of shows you where it peaked, and then it came back in the late summer and then upturned again. And that's how many buyers there are to sellers. So we're, you know, at one time it was close to three buyers to every seller. And then also down here in the lower mainland, this green one. So you can see too in 2019, which was not a great year. And then it peaked up in 2020, pandemic hit, and then it just started taking off. And this is the spring of 2021, late summer it fell off, but we are rebounding. Buyers are starting to come back in the market, and we're starting to see again multiple offers. So that is an interesting graph. I'm not sure what they base the buyers to, because how do you know how many buyers are out there? I mean, we know how many sellers there are, how many listings, but the buyers that's an interesting number to come up with. However, this comes from the BC Real Estate Association, so I think it's a trusted graph, and it does say that we're still have very, very many buyers, but not enough sellers. Yes.
So number one, wow, you really have to know your numbers, like know the numbers and also know the facts behind the numbers, because someone could look at that and go, well, what does that all mean? And that's fascinating to know that. Question for you. So they, right off the top of my head, where they would find that information about the buyers. When you go to an open house, you know, with your buyers, and I know you've got buyers looking for houses, and we're going to get into that, what they're looking for. Do you not register your name down?
No.
Hey, you dropped in, so somebody can figure out?
No.
What? Oh, okay.
No, I mean, there's some privacy issues with that. I think in the very beginning of COVID, people were requiring that, realtors were requiring that they had the names of the buyers as they came into the house. But you know, we're all realtors, and we represent our buyers, and we know who our buyers are, and we have contact information, so that if something were to come up with COVID, I know how to contact those people, and the listing realtor can get a hold of me. So but that at one time, or you know, before we had limited dual agency, and you could work with both buyer and seller, you'd have a registry for anybody that came to your open house, and that way you could contact them later on and see if they were interested in the house, or if they were interested in something else. It was a way of getting more business.
Okay, so I know you're looking for inventory for the market, as well as you've got some buyers. So what are 3 key items that your current buyers are looking for, wanting to go out and buy?
Well, I hate to call it a medium average price, but anywhere from $1 million to 1.5 is what we're seeing out there for a family home in Langley, in Walnut Grove, even more so in Fort Langley. But it's that middle range that people are most looking at. I think in Walnut Grove at one point last month, there may have been 3 or 4 homes available for sale, and that's a 9,000 home community. So there's you know, it's just everything was being snapped up, and that's why too a lot of realtors are, you know, you see this program of delaying offers, presentation of offers, because you want to make sure that all the buyers have a chance to see the home. So you know, you'll list the home and it'll be on the MLS on a Wednesday or Thursday, but you won't accept an offer until the following Monday or Tuesday. Or I like to do it even further, so that I want to make sure that all the buyers, because not everybody can see it that first weekend,
Right.
and then you can get all the buyers through the home, and it's good for the seller because then they have more offers, and it's also good for the buyers so that they have a chance to view the home and to decide, and not get frustrated when you know, they see something come up for sale and then gone, it's sold, and they never had a chance to
Right.
take a look.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So how can people get a hold of you? Andy, I know we're on your web or on your Facebook page and all the information, but out of the horse's mouth, how do people get a
Well,
hold of you?
yeah, the best is my cell phone number, and it's 778-835-8957. And for those like me that have a little bit hard of hearing, I'll repeat it twice, 778-835-8957. One of my pet peeves is when you get a message from someone and they rattle off their number really fast and then hang up and you go, well, what was that number? And play it over and over and over again to catch it. So that's what happens when you get a little bit older.
Okay. Thank you so much, Andy, for
Okay.
allowing me once
Yeah.
a month to hijack your Facebook page. Anything else that you want to
No.
update us?
No, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Market's still very strong. It looks like it'll be continuing to be strong for the next couple of months. It's really hard to forecast over 6 months or over 3 or 4 months. So, but right now we're looking at a strong market. And I mean, that could change, but I don't see it right now.
You know what? One question comes to mind. If I wanted to be into a new home for Christmas, say 2 weeks before Christmas, that's kind of my
Yes.
thought process. What's the timeline? Like I found my house of my dreams.
Yeah.
What is kind of the average timeline?
Sure. So you know, say you write an offer and it's accepted, and you usually have about a week. If you have subjects,
Mhm.
you have a week to 10 days to remove those subjects. A lot of people are buying homes, and this always scares me a lot with no subjects, but the market is kind of dictating that. And so you can take it from that date. But if you are fortunate enough to have some subjects, you can do your homework, you can do your your inspection and make sure your financing is all in order. Then that's usually a week to 10 days, and the average close afterward is probably about 6 to 8 weeks. So
Okay.
if you were to purchase now this week, yeah, you would be tight to get in for Christmas, but you can do it. People are still, that's that second wave, when I talk to sellers
Mhm.
in September, October, or even earlier, late August, about listing for the fall, that my thought process is that most people are away for holidays in the summer, they come back, they decide they want to make a move, and then they want to be in their home before Christmas.
Well, it's this time of year that we're thinking about who we're inviting. Is going to get a bigger tree, bigger table, and it might need a bigger house.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked that question, because I'm always fascinated about timelines. That's what intrigues me in the numbers game, is just how soon can I be in my new bed in my new bedroom?
Yeah, well, I've done a 3-day close, so but that was really fast, and I had to literally this was a couple of years ago. I had to literally run around with documents from lawyer to lawyer to make sure that we closed everything within 3 days.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
Andy's your
yeah.
guy. He knows the numbers and he knows the facts. So again, happy
Okay.
Thanksgiving, Andy. Hugs to Nina and all your beautiful children and your
Yeah.
family.
Okay, take care. See ya. Bye bye, everybody.